The secret meeting of Jesus and James, 1 Corinthians 15 verse 7, Acts 1:10, the transformation of an unbelieving brother into a pillar of faith. Among all the accounts of Jesus' resurrection, one is barely mentioned in the Gospels: his personal encounter with James, his own brother. Before the resurrection, James did not believe in Jesus as the Messiah. Along with his other brothers, he doubted him, John 7 or 5, and may have even considered his ministry to be too radical or incomprehensible. He grew up with Jesus, saw him in everyday life, but could not accept the idea that his own brother was the Son of God. However, after the resurrection, something extraordinary happened. In 1 Corinthians 15:7, Paul briefly states, "Then he appeared to James, then to all the apostles." What happened during this personal meeting? We do not know the details, but this event transformed James forever. From a skeptic, he became one of the most devoted leaders of the early church. He became the head of the Jerusalem church, Acts 15, and wrote the Epistle of James, a book filled with wisdom and calls to genuine faith. This personal encounter between Jesus and James was a turning point, not just for James himself, but for the entire early church. Jesus did not appear to him among the other disciples or in a crowd of followers. He met him alone. This shows that God works with each person individually, knowing their doubts, fears, and desires. Later, James not only led the Jerusalem church, but also became one of the most respected Christian leaders. His epistle emphasizes faith expressed through actions and resonates as powerfully as the words of Jesus himself. The one who once doubted his brother now calls himself his servant, James 1:1, and is willing to give his life for the gospel. This reminds us that God can transform even the most skeptical hearts and call them to great purposes. James' story serves as a reminder that even the closest people may doubt us, but an encounter with God can turn their lives around. Sometimes those who do not believe today will become the greatest witnesses of God's power tomorrow.